What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy Kill HD back, and today we have some huge news on Far Cry 5 and how Ubisoft may be featuring this next installment in the Wild West of Montana, which could also mean that Ubisoft will be attempting to take on Rockstar Games' Red Dead Redemption 2. But before we get into that, I want to give a word from today's sponsor, Opinion Outpost, who have a phenomenal way to earn some free cash and gift cards. All you need to do is complete surveys for research companies, which essentially earns you points towards free cash that can be used to buy Red Dead Redemption 2 and all the other amazing upcoming games. Anyway guys, make sure to click the link in the top of the description to give it a try, and from my experience so far, a lot of the surveys are simple and easy. But a big thank you to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring this video. Nonetheless, let's get into this huge Far Cry 5 news. After the release of Far Cry 4, many players received some very interesting polls from Ubisoft, asking where they would like to see Far Cry go next. Some of the options included the Vietnam War, a sci-fi setting on a different planet, a Mad Max-like post-apocalyptic world. There was also some other things about zombies and vampires, and very interestingly, a spaghetti western set in the 19th century Americas. Now, why would this matter at all? Well, through the years, Ubisoft has surveyed fans, and a lot of the surveys resulted in the actual settings for games. And here's a couple examples. In 2011, a survey was asked about where fans wanted the next Assassin's Creed games to go next. Some of the options included the American Revolutionary War, which ended up being the setting of Assassin's Creed 3, and the Victorian Empire was also an option, which ended up being Assassin's Creed Syndicate's setting. And it doesn't even stop there. In 2010, Ubisoft surveyed fans on various features that would be found in Assassin's Creed Revelations, a year ahead of the game coming out, and in 2012, Ubisoft polled the public on the implementation of co-op, which was added to the series the following year in Assassin's Creed Unity. And this goes on more and more, but you get the idea that Ubisoft polls fans on what they want to see, and right now it appears that Ubisoft has chosen the spaghetti western route for Far Cry 5. Right now it has been confirmed by Ubisoft Montreal that there will not be a Far Cry 5 in 2017, and a post that many thought was related to a prequel story starring Voss is merely a throwback image, which honestly, in my opinion, Far Cry 3 was amazing, so I would have loved to see that. Now, I also need to mention a Redditor who leaked Assassin's Creed Origins' name also said that Far Cry 5 pre-order cards were being made, so we could be hearing about this next game very soon. But here's where the Far Cry 5 Western rumors get even more interesting. Kotaku's news editor Jason Schreier, I think I said that right, sorry if I mispronounced his name, has reported that the only thing he has heard about Far Cry 5 is that it is set in Montana. Now, just a few days ago, I presented some news that a live-action trailer is being filmed in Montana, and it may be for Red Dead Redemption 2, and that actually may be for Far Cry 5 instead. The team that is behind the filming in Montana have said that they can't reveal the game that they're filming for, but it's for a sequel to an existing global franchise featuring an open world taking place in a fictional rural area. It is set to release this year in September and features prairie locations. It said the crew is specifically filming at a church in Poplar, Montana, which once had strong ties to the family and band members of the late Lakota Sioux Chief Sitting Bull, who founded the community in 1876. One of the scenes that was being filmed is described as so: a man fighting with another man near a hanging bell as a train rolled by on the tracks half a mile away. And they also mentioned the game is being set in Hope County. The film crew also behind this does have history working with Ubisoft in the past, but there are some things that don't add up, like the September release, as Ubisoft has already confirmed that there won't be a new Far Cry game this year, and I think I have to mention this, but it doesn't make any sense to release a Western Far Cry game right next to the juggernaut Red Dead Redemption 2. Either way, it seems like Far Cry 5 is being set in Montana, and in my opinion, it is hard to think of anything else than a Western theme for it, unless they concentrate on some type of militias or just Native Americans before settlers came, but even then that could be too close to being like Far Cry Primal. Now, if all this is true, I'm very skeptical, but also very interested in seeing it. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming in 2017. Hopefully. And Far Cry 5 could be some direct competition, but I don't think that would be smart unless Ubisoft has something up their sleeves. I could imagine Far Cry 5 maybe having a spin on the Western genre within games, this time featuring a Native American who fights alongside his tribe, maybe against the United States Cavalry, who are trying to take their land from them, or maybe we play as an outlaw soldier who joins a Native American tribe, kinda like the premise of Dances with Wolves. But again, these are just ideas, but I would probably say Far Cry 5 has to be something very different than Red Dead Redemption. The last Western games that were enjoyable other than the Red Dead series is Gun, a very underrated open world 2006 title, and Call of Juarez Gunslinger, which was also ironically published by Ubisoft and developed by Techland, that featured many real-life outlaws with some crazy but fun gameplay. But none of these games were able to achieve what Red Dead Redemption did, so can a Far Cry Western do that? Maybe, but it won't be easy. Anyway gang, I want to know what your take is on this. If Far Cry 5 is a Western, it could be a lot of fun if done right, but I definitely want to hear some of your opinions on this. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure to smack that like button if you did enjoy or found any informative value. Also make sure to subscribe for a lot more news on upcoming games, and remember, Outlaws to the end.